up, everybody? Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Hey, today is Wellness Wednesday, one of our favorite days of the week because we have special people that come on every single solitary Wednesday. And even when people don't come on Wednesday, we talk about special stuff with just Crystal and I. And we love bringing it to you guys. Hi, Crystal.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How is it in sunny, wherever you are? I
North
was saying the
Carolina.
wrong thing. Oh, that's right. See, I was thinking a whole nother city. I would have been totally wrong. Yeah,
Yep.
how is it?
It's pretty nice here. Really hot, and we were out in the heat all day yesterday doing a food truck show, and yep. But we
So
did
no
get some like,
hurricane rain. Did you get any hurricane rain? Because
yep,
Missouri did.
yep,
Okay.
we did. Yesterday about a little late afternoon, it started, I think.
Okay.
And yeah, it got pretty like windy and stuff over here because I
Yeah.
think we're about 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours from the coast. I want to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Some,
The Carolinas get it
yeah,
sometimes. It goes
we were
up the
right
coast.
in there. I was watching on the radar, like we were like it barely like was missing us where we're
Yeah,
at. So
exactly. The rings out of it. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, the poor Louisiana. I'm telling you guys, they've got it 16 years to the exact day of Katrina yet
no,
again, and it seems to be even worse. The only thing that held up that was great were the levees. There was only one levee that was breached. But thank
mm-mm.
God it was not the flooding. It's still flooding. It's still issues
Yeah,
down there, but
have power
still.
outages and
Yeah.
things
Oh, the power outages is gonna be pretty bad.
a
So you
while.
guys
Yeah,
pray for them. It's
yep,
hot,
pray for them.
mosquitoes, all kind of stuff. So pray for them. But before we get to any guests, I would like for Crystal to please, please, please tell us her testimony as we do every week, so that anybody that's new that comes on has to know why we do Wellness Wednesday. So Crystal, please tell us
All
about
right,
your
well,
journey.
alrighty. Well, I am a natural health and herb specialist and a holistic health coach. And the reason I do this and the reason we do Wellness Wednesday is because years ago, I was diagnosed with an inflammatory bowel disease called ulcerative colitis. And it literally put me on my deathbed. I lost 30 pounds in a month. My stomach was completely swollen. The doctor said, you could have died from this, things like that. They wanted to put you on chemo, steroids, all kinds of different things, possibly have surgery. Like they were naming lots of things that just was like not sitting right with me. And so it just kind of came up. I found a naturopathic doctor, and she was actually teaching a class, and I went to it. It was on the colon, what I was dealing with. And I was like, oh my gosh, she like knows this is everything that's happening to me. And I was like, she's so smart. I've got to book an appointment with her. So I did. And she did iridology and different types of things on me. And she, without me telling her what was going on with me, like she knew. She knew the anemia part. She knew the colon issues. She didn't know nothing about me. It's like the first time we really ever met, all these things. And I was like mind blown. And she got me on a different lifestyle plan, some great pharmaceutical grade supplements. So I changed a lot of stuff up, and it gave me a full bill of health. I'm getting healthier and healthier all the time. It's not like one all at once, but you keep going and your body just keeps getting healthier, and I don't have to deal with ulcerative colitis anymore and those types of things. So I give it all to diet and lifestyle change, and the Lord, and
Yeah.
just that good nutrition and having that wisdom of herbs and things to heal you. And that's why we talk about these things,
Mhm.
because people need to know there are natural remedies for things, and food is everything. Food is medicine.
Well, the herbs and the supplements and the lifestyle change addresses the root cause and not the symptom.
Exactly. Exactly. I didn't
And
just
that's what we
treat
have to.
that.
I'm sorry.
I didn't just want to treat that. You're exactly right. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because if it's a lifestyle change, that means you're never going to stop doing what you're doing in order for that condition not to come back. And
right, right.
so, if I don't want diabetes anymore, guess who's got to keep eating my greens and eating my proteins and not have carbohydrates and sugars and things like that is me. And I was having a conversation with my nephew last night, who has a wonderful a seasoning line that came out, and he has one that has brown sugar in it. I'm gonna text him about golden monk fruit so that
Yeah.
I can use that seasoning. I'm not putting any sugar in my body that's added that
Right,
I know
right.
of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Right.
so if he switches that out, I can use that all purpose seasoning. But that's only because I'm strict as heck. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I mean, other
Sometimes
people
you
can do
have to
that.
be. Sometimes you
I
have to
have
be.
to do what I have to do for me. And even though it's a seasoning and I'm not doing a whole tablespoon or something, it I could probably use it, but I refuse to use it because I don't want to add any sugars. And he said brown sugar is the best sugar. And I'm like, no sugar is good sugar for me because of my diabetes. My point is being, if you make the lifestyle, you make the lifestyle changes. Like it's not going to be forward, coming back, going back, and all of that stuff because you don't want that to come back.
Yeah,
Sometimes things come back, they come back worse.
they do. And it takes 7 times more the effort to get rid of that thing than preventing it. Like if you've already got it and it's already going on, it takes 7 times more the effort to, get to that root cause and fix that issue.
Okay,
So it's
so do
better
me a
to prevent.
favor. Do me a favor and tell me what you told a lady the other day about adding months to an issue.
Oh, okay. So the body cannot heal itself in under 3 months. So it takes a minimum of 3 months for the body to really start healing itself. Every 4 months, you get a new blood supply. So whatever you're eating, you're drinking, you're putting into your body, even the environmental toxins, things that are around you. If you're not detoxing, things like that, this is becoming your blood, your new blood supply. So every 4 months, whatever you feed yourself is your new blood supply. That's why we can do things in 3 to 4 months. We can start seeing some real progress. And then you add on a month for every year you've had an issue. So if we're going to do a whole protocol, a whole program, herbally, different lifestyle changes, things like that. Well, if you've had something for 5 years, let's say, you have to do it for a minimum of 3 to 4 months. Then you add on a month for every year you've had that issue. So that would be 5 more months added on to the 3 to 4. So that's how long you should be at least trying to work on that to really correct the issue all the way through.
Wow. That's interesting to me. That's
Mm.
why I asked you to do that. So yeah. Well, we have two special guests today, you guys, and I'm gonna have actually I'm gonna have Crystal introduce both of them.
Okay, okay, okay. So our special guest speaker, I'd like to introduce her. She's a good friend of mine. I've known her forever. We've been colleagues. We've done different things together. Been out of town at fun events. I just love June. She's a great iridologist. She's great in emotional healing, emotional work with flower essences. I mean, she inspires me, and the way she talks, it brightens up my heart. And it makes you feel good. And, she's just an amazing person. But without further ado, I would like to bring June Baker onto the program.
Hi,
Thank you.
June.
All right, all right. And then my second person I want to introduce is my husband. We're out here working in North Carolina together. We did some food trucks, like I said earlier, and events, the tour, and it's been really fun. But yesterday we were out some hot weather and everything, but it's just fun because we're doing it together, and I'm glad we're here with each other. And I just want to introduce my best friend, um, Jeremiah Dominguez. He's
I
here
was
with
gonna
me.
say his name is Jeremiah.
Yep, Jeremiah Dominguez.
Hello.
Hey, you. We've been wanting to get you on for a while, sir.
Mhm.
Right.
But we know that you work hard, so yeah, we
Yep.
understand. All right. So today's did you want to say anything, Jeremiah?
No, you're good. I said it's
Okay,
good
sure.
finally get. It's my first free Wednesday, I guess. So it's nice.
Yeah,
to be here.
exactly. We snapped them up as soon as we could.
They put you back to work. Just a
Right.
different.
Yeah. So today's special subject today is going to be nutrition, sleep, and dreams. And what perfect person to talk to about that is, first of all, Crystal, and then, of course, Miss June. So she said that this is one of her favorite subjects. My favorite subject is sleep. I love doing it. And every and every time I sleep, I dream. I'm a person that dreams all of the time, all the time. I have known of people that say they can't remember their dreams or that they don't dream. But scientists have shown that everyone dreams. It's just that you don't remember your dreams.
Yep.
So I'm going to turn that over to the nutritional part of dreams. I'm going to see what June has to say about that part because I'm going to say one thing before I turn it over. I remember as a child, my parents, every time we had a nightmare, my parents would say, "Oh, what'd you eat last night?" or you ate too close to dinner time. And
Mm-hmm.
it turned out to be true every time. And so when my kids started having nightmares, I'm like, oh, I can't feed them that late because they have dreams or
Mm-hmm.
real bad dreams in the night. So I kind of want to know how that works with the body too. All right, Miss June, you're on.
Well, they're absolutely correct. Your parents were absolutely correct. You know, they're called pizza dreams. I don't know if you've ever heard that term, where people would say, was that a pizza dream? So sometimes the things that we eat interfere with how we dream. I'm like
Okay.
you, I dream all the time. I can't even close my eyes. I'll have a vision or I'll have a dream immediately.
Me
And
too.
it's instant. I do remember my dreams. Sometimes I don't. And my favorite thing to say is don't treat your dreams like junk mail
Mm-hmm.
because they have messages. They have
Okay.
messages that they're giving us. They're also helping you solve problems. So you may go to bed and thinking, you know, how do I make this work or how do I connect this with that? And I don't know who I can ask or I can't afford to, you know, call somebody to have it done. And you just go to sleep and there's the answer. You wake up the next day and say, oh, I know what to do. So you have
That's true.
ways, yeah, you've either seen it somewhere or or you just remember, you know, and I always think it's Holy Spirit inspired. For me, it usually is. It'll help me to be able to problem solve. So health is important too. I think when a person isn't well or if there's medication that they're taking, it will interfere with your dreams. I personally do not like to take anything like, and it's not for, I'm not saying this is the rule for everyone. This is my rule. My rule is don't take melatonin and do not take valerian. Because if I take those two things, I'm already dreaming. So it interferes with my dreams. You know,
Mm-hmm.
5-HTP is another one that if you're on an antidepressant and you take 5-HTP, your body already makes natural melatonin.
Crystal
You know,
told me that.
so yeah, it does it on its own. And some of the ways that you can get there is by turning the lights down, don't have the TV on, you know, be quiet, and then just try to just lay there, and you should be able to go into sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And you might even end up in dopamine. You know, you'll end up in dopamine. If you do that and just allow yourself, if you're not doing that and you want to take 5-HTP, the only suggestion is that you're not taking an antidepressant on top of that, because then you will have nightmares.
So what is happening in the body that causes us to have nightmares when we eat? Like what is, do you know what
It could
that
be a chemical. It could be
chemical?
a
Yeah.
chemical that you're introducing into your body that really doesn't need to be there. And then if you're very active, even during the day, or if you're dealing with an emotional issue already, you know, it can cause you to go into a nightmare. Sometimes I'll have nightmares, but it's usually about maybe something that's coming up, or and they call the nightmare. And I've learned that I have power and control over it. So I can and then you have to know, am I in the dream? Am I observing the dream? Am I participating in the dream? Have I stepped into the dream? Or am I just watching? Where am I at? And what am I doing at that time? So you want to
Actually,
ask yourself
sometimes
certain
I'm
questions.
outside and in the dream.
Me too.
Sometimes
Me too.
I'm
Me too.
both. You too,
Yeah.
Crystal? Yeah.
Sometimes
Mhm.
I'm observing myself.
Hmm.
Um, Sometimes I'm like uh the person in the dream, like I am the person dreaming, like I can tell, like I'm like, oh, I'm looking
Mhm.
around, oh, this is me, you know. And then other times I can control it, like, wait, this isn't real, but it feels real.
So
But it
Jeremiah, what tell me about your dreams. Do you have dreams? Do you remember them?
Um,
Are you so
actually,
exhausted that you just die at night and just
most nights, yes, I just wake up the next morning. Don't know how I got there sometimes, but actually the other day I was dreaming. We get up pretty early, and then sometimes we go back to sleep for a little bit. Um, and when I went back into, actually just happened yesterday. We were up pretty early because our clocks are a little off, and so we went back to bed for a little bit, and I had a series of dreams each time I woke up. It was a different situation each time, and it was more of a vision. I was watching the dream, not really being in it. was kind of watching it. So yeah, actually just happened yesterday. So
I
yeah.
have recurring dreams. I have childhood dreams that still happen to me to
Oh.
this day.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy. I have dreams that morph out of one into another. I have houses that morph into one into another. I just, what
Sounds
is
like you're
that?
in a different dimension, to be
I
honest.
was just about to ask. Oh, Crystal, you're reading my mind. I was just about to ask, June. I mean, like, is my mind so? What is that?
Well, there's usually a common thread. You can have
Okay.
a series of dreams where you'll have the first one, and then you'll have the second one, and then you have the third one. And you're saying why they seem like they're separate from each other, but actually there's a common thread through the dream. So it's always good if you can journal it and write it out, and then you're going to see maybe the colors were the same, maybe there was a number that was the same, maybe there was a room that looked alike, so there's can be a common thread within the dream or dreams or series of dreams. And then you can have the dream again, and maybe later on you can have the dream again. And it's also trying to show you something that maybe you haven't dealt with, or that's something that's coming up, or there's someone that you're going to be working with that you're going to be able to help them with. But I wanted to say something to Jeremiah that just popped into my head. Whenever I travel, I know we keep losing him, but whenever I travel, are you losing him too, Kathy?
No, I think it's your
Did it freeze
connection.
up?
We can still
Was it
hear
my
you, though.
Yeah,
connection?
we can still hear you.
Yep.
You can hear me. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So cleansing the room, because I'm getting ready to travel. We're going to be going to Scottsdale.
Ah.
So we're going on the 17th. We're actually start our trip on the 16th. We'll be in Albuquerque, and then we're good. It's like about a 9 or 10 hour drive for us. So we're going to leave early in the morning and then get there on time for the dinner that night, and then be there for the following day. But anyway, always cleanse your room, always cleanse the pillow, always cleanse everything that may have had an activity in there, because I've gone where I had a massage one time. I went and I laid on the bed, because she's, they say, prepare yourself, go lay down, get ready, cover yourself with a sheet and all that. I had the most anxious anxiety, just fell all over me, and I didn't know what it was. And usually what the therapists do is they cleanse before you
Yeah.
lay on a bed again.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you go about doing that?
Essential oils.
I usually use anointing oil or pray, and then just anoint a room even before I lay in it, or before before I go in, even the outside, the inside, and everything in there, so that I'll have, because I've had bad experiences like that. So because I am super hypersensitive to things like that, like touch a desk, and I'll know what happened there. And you can get yourself to the point where you're so sensitive to it, you do recognize these things. And I just happen to be one of those people, where they'll say, come on, pray for the students on this, my new students. And I'll go in and they'll say, oh, I see a particular problem with this desk. And so that's the most rowdy child here. And I can actually feel what's going on with them. So it may
Yeah.
not affect everybody, but it does me. So that's just a little tip, that if you're having a dream, it could be that it's continuous from what was left over from before, and it really isn't something that was intended for you. So that's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was
Remember
there.
that.
Burning sage is another thing. If you have any kind of sage,
It's a
incense
frequency,
or
it changes
actual
the
sage
frequency.
itself, just it'll cleanse the room of whatever you want to cleanse it of.
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling June before we came on air that right after I asked her to be on the show, that night I had nightmares. Not because of you, June. But I
Hopefully
had
not.
nightmares, and I had dreams that what my teeth had fallen out, or I was snag a tooth or something. And I was told that means something, but I don't know what that meant. So what is that? Do you know what that means?
Well, you use your teeth because you take a bite of something. When you
Yeah.
don't have any teeth, then you're not able to really grasp it. You're not really ready to digest whatever it is you've been told or heard, or something that you're starting to do that maybe it's a new experience. So it could be that you're feeling like, I really am not equipped to handle whatever it is that I've just been told or that I'm learning or that where I'm at right now at this particular time. Because you mean I'll have dreams like here we are in the middle of the summer, right? Or towards the end of the summer, and I'll dream snow. And it doesn't mean that it's going to snow, but what it means is symbolic. It just means the season is changing. The season is changing. So it could be my seasonal change,
Hmm.
as far as what am I doing next? What's my next step? Where am I going from here? It's going to look different than where I am right now. So yeah, but I would just say you haven't been able to grasp fully
No,
something
I
that
think I know what it was. I had
okay.
a doctor's appointment, and I had
Oh,
just gotten that information when I told you about it. When I,
yeah,
yeah, that's what that was, and it's no issues because
yeah.
I rarely get that dream. So yeah,
I've gotten
And
these
Crystal,
before
it's just how you
with
deal
teeth
with it.
falling out.
How you're dealing with it.
say that again, Crystal. I'm
I've
sorry.
got I've gotten the teeth falling out dream before, or like they're loose or something, like not fall out completely, but or maybe they have before. Like when I was younger, though, I think it happened in my younger days.
So, do you have childhood reoccurring dreams like I do? Like, yeah, I have several reoccurring dreams.
Yeah, yeah. I've had some. Uh, there was like one of a. I remember my sister scared me with a Freddy Krueger dream when I was younger, and he's like in the boiler room and stuff like that. And I remember, yeah, I remember a dream, and it happened twice. It happened when I was younger, and it happened when I got older too. I was like, wait, I remember this dream from a long time ago. How did I have that again? It wasn't even. It was weird.
So
Yeah.
remember, you also have body memory. So you have
Okay.
body memory. So you can have something that happens to you 10 years ago in the month of October. And then every year you might have the same kind of a memory because you have a body memory. And it could be that it's not healed or it hasn't been worked through. And then may take a long time before you have that dream again. And so you'll go back into that dream. So your dreams are so powerful and so necessary.
Hmm.
So, listen to this. I have a dream. It's a reoccurring dream of my pastor, his wife, his children, and a house that they live in. It's a beautiful
Mhm.
white house. It has wings, like a wing over there, wing over there. The daughter's bedroom is so specific that the daughter's bedroom is an octagon and she can walk down into the bedroom. It's a beautiful house. It's white with green shutters. I dream this, it has a courtyard. I dream this dream often about their home. Why?
Well, it depends on what kind of a relationship you had with them or have with
Pretty
them.
close.
Okay. So
Uh-huh.
then you're able to go into the house
Hmm.
because you have an intimate relationship with them. And a bedroom is very intimate, so it's probably showing the depth of the relationship,
Hmm.
that you can actually go in there and then you can actually go into a room that only, people go into. It's an intimate room, but
It was,
I just think
yeah,
it
it was
has
their
to reflect.
daughter's room.
Yeah.
And most of the time when I have a dream, it's full of people and we're all sitting
Mhm.
around the living room, dining room, family room area, just having a party, which is, a lot of people there. And I don't know. I have that dream often. I don't know.
So then you
It's a
need to
good
really
dream,
ask
though. I
yourself,
mean, it's rare that I
yeah,
have a bad
yeah, it's a
dream. It's
good
a good
dream.
dream.
So
Hmm.
you can ask yourself, like, why am I in the kitchen? Why am I in the bedroom? Why am I in the living area? What do those rooms mean to you? Because your language is different than my language. My dreams started changing when I went to New York. I live in New Mexico, so we have mountains, we have rivers, we have four seasons. We have that type of environment. So when I dream those symbolically. When I went to New York and I was on the Empire State Building, my worldview changed. I never dreamed skyscrapers. I never dreamed tall buildings. I never dreamed any of that until I was there. Then a new something opened up for me so that I was able to see more globally. I was able to see things more maybe coast to coast, things that were going on there where they were not going on in my area. So everything is usually representative of where you live or what you're accustomed to. That's kind of the way your dreams will come to you. You know, like you may be in the same office all the time and you're not there anymore, but that was something that you did over and over and over again. And then even childhood things.
That makes so much
Does
sense.
that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had
Mhm.
I had dreams like as a child, like I spent a lot of time over at my grandmother's house and swimming in her
Mhm.
pool. And then I also spent a lot of time at my dad's house. We swim in his pool. And now I'm starting to have dreams about his pool. But every time I have a dream about the pools, it's a significant dream. I know that like every time I've ever had a dream about those pools, like it's something telling me like something deeper. I already know. And or it's like a message. It has a message inside of it for sure. And that's just something I know to look out for when I have that certain dream that pay attention to it.
Yeah, and then also, you know, pay attention when you start writing, journaling things down, like what does that water mean to you? You know, what does it mean? Is it relaxing? Is it cleansing? Is it a time that it's like purification? You know, because we always think like this weekend we're doing baptismals for our ministry. So we know that when people go into the water, it has a significance about when you go in the water and you're not breathing, you actually are in a state of being dead, right? So you're
Mm.
going under and then you come out into a new realm or into a new place. So when you're going into
Rebirth.
the water, you're going into the water and you're not breathing. I mean, you are breathing, but you know what I mean? You're not
Right.
breathing normally. And then when you
Mhm.
come back out, it's a different thing. So, you know, you might start asking yourself those questions if you want some more answers to why am I dreaming that way? What does that mean? It doesn't sound like it's a bad thing. It sounds like it's good, right?
Mhm.
Well, and I look at that as like a rebirth. I mean, when you go in,
Yes.
we're born out of water, you
Mhm.
know, so that could be a rebirth. Actually, when I dream that I'm pregnant,
Mhm.
I do something is birthing in my life, like either a
Yeah.
new ministry
Yeah.
or a new business or
Yeah.
something new is happening when I'm actually pregnant in a dream. I have noticed that.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you can have twins, you can have triplets, you can
yeah.
pick up other
Don't have any
people's
of those.
babies. None of those. But you can actually pick up other people's children, other people's babies in your dreams, and you're thinking, why am I taking care of your baby? And that's probably, I have those kind of dreams because I'm always like, well, let me rescue you. I'm going to rescue you. Let me rescue you. I'm always picking up everybody's stuff, you know.
Now, I have noticed too, and you guys, I don't know if you've experienced this, I should say, is when I am in my dream and I have to go to the bathroom, but my body's not ready to actually wake up yet, I am running everywhere.
Mhm.
Like the dream is on super speed, like I am running everywhere. Have you guys ever experienced that, Jeremiah?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
He's too young to experience that.
Pay attention to it. Pay attention to it because I started figuring it out. Like every time I have to go to the bathroom, if I am just now coming out of my depth of sleep, or if my body won't let me wake up, it's like I gotta hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And that's because of urgency. Another thing is when I was pregnant, having children, I was sick 24/7, 7 and 9 months, you guys. It was horrible. And I was dreaming that I was drowning, by the way, June. I was dreaming that I was drowning, but as I was coming out of the water, I was actually about to vomit in real life.
Oh.
So things like that happen to me where I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And I come up, and as soon as I woke up, I was about to
Oh,
actually vomit. And I'm like, oh,
mhm.
that's what that was telling me to go to the bathroom. So
Wake
yeah,
up. Yeah, wake up.
yeah.
Yeah, your body's telling you, and because
Hmm.
you are a dreamer, you know, it's going to speak to you through your dreams. You know,
Hmm.
you can hear some people have audible dreams. Some people
I do.
dream in black and white. You know, there's some different theories. Some people say if you dream in black and white, it's warfare. If you're dreaming in color, it's not. You know, I've had a dream where it's like the Wizard of Oz, you know, where it's all black and white, and then all of a sudden it's in color, and I'm like, what
Hmm.
the heck was that?
I've
You
done
know,
that.
or that you're on the edge of a building and you know that if you take another step, you're going to go down and die, right? So what I did, and I told my husband, I finally learned how to fly. So when I step off the edge of a building, which I'm going to step into an unknown space, it's really what my
Right.
dream is saying. You're going to go into a place you've never been before, and you're not going to die there. So what I did is I said, I'm going to step off, and I said, I'm going to fly. And so I flew across And then I just came down gently onto the ground. And then I was with, in a park or whatever. But I didn't fall to my death, but I learned how to fly. So you can actually train yourself or teach yourself how to do things. And then if
I
you
was
have
just about to
nightmares,
say, it sounds like you train yourself in your dreams. Actually, I like to see where my dreams are going. I don't want to
Mhm.
change anything about them. They do their thing. Crystal, do you dream about anybody that you've lost, like grandparents? Do
Absolutely.
you?
I have a lot of interactions with my grandparents, actually, mostly my mom's mother, and then I've had some about one of my grandpas and another grandma, and then I just had one like right after Oscar passed away. I had a dream about Oscar, and they're all very vivid. I swear to you, I smell them, and when I wake up, I can still smell like they were there. Like it's not dreaming anymore. Like I'm actually awake now, and I can still smell the scent. It's actually very awkward. I was just like, I had just these things happen, and these dreams are so vivid, like they're real, and I can feel and touch things, and it's very emotional because when I wake up, I'm like, you're not there,
Oh
but
yeah,
but you were there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Jeremiah?
Um, well, I do mostly. I don't really dream too much, but every now and then, like June was saying, I when I recognize that it's a dream, then I can do things like I'm like, okay, now I know it's a dream, so then I can fly. I have flown in a dream before because I know that
Yeah.
it's a dream. I can pretty much do anything, but that doesn't
That's
happen
cool.
too often. But every now and then I do recognize this isn't real. Mostly when it comes to, I'll see like I think recently I saw my grandma in a dream, and I was just like, okay, I know that I'm dreaming right now, and I started crying. I think I started crying in the dream because I could see, I knew she wasn't here because I was pretty close with his grandma, and so after she had, yeah, so when I saw her there, I knew instantly. I was like, I kind of took a second, and I was like, okay, no, this isn't real because I know you're not here anymore, but and she was just kind of just staring at me, and yeah, that was one of the last dreams I had around about that was my grandma.
And see, I have dreams. Well, I've lost several people. I cannot list you how
Right.
many people I've lost. But I have dreams about my husband all the time. And it never feels like I'm looking at him like you're not supposed to be here. It is like Crystal said, a real, like I taste him, I smell him, I experience him sexually even. It's crazy how real my dreams are about my husband.
Wow.
Because when I wake up, you talk about a slap of reality.
hmm
That's how real my dreams are.
Yeah.
It's literally, there was a Golden Girls episode that she dreamt about her late husband, and that entire, it made me cry. It was so real the way that they depicted it, because I dream about everybody. I dream about my mother, my father, my everybody, but the dreams of my husband are totally different, and they, but all of those dreams of those people are like they're here.
Yeah.
I don't dream and look like you're not supposed, I don't get that. I'm experiencing them within that dream specifically, and it is hard when you wake up.
I
It's a,
think they
it's
are.
a, you think it's your soul though? It's your soul. You're
I
still
don't know
so,
what that is. Yeah, I don't think it's my
your
soul at
soul,
all. I
your soul is
don't think it's
tied.
my soul. I don't think it's my soul tie at all. I just think that I don't. That's not something that I ever think about, because I don't want my husband to be there all the time, 24/7 in my dreams. He is gone. I need to be able to move from that.
Mhm.
So I will have an issue if he continues to do that. Stop blocking, man. You're blocking.
Well, okay, so the Bible talks about that. So it's
Okay.
telling us about David. Remember David and Jonathan? They were soul tied. A husband and wife
Mhm.
are soul tied. And it's not to
Yeah.
change what you think, because that's okay.
Oh
Everybody,
no,
I'm
that's
just going to
fine.
explain to you what I understand, because I've had to pray for women that and men that have been in a relationship and it has been a bad. It sounds like yours was awesome.
Oh, it
but
was
they've been in
amazing.
bad relationships. So what happens to them is they've moved on, but then they keep dreaming. So they dream that that person is calling them, come be with me. And
Yeah.
so, and so what we've done is we've prayed so the soul tie would be broken, not the ungodly part. I mean, the godly part, you want the godly part, the ungodly part. And the dream will be changed. The dreams change. He said, oh, so I dreamed him again. And this time he's walking one direction and I'm walking in another, but they're not crossing again. So it does change things. So remember, your soul is like a computer, remembers everything. And then the olfactory part contributes to that too, which we know that we have when we smell something. I mean, I just recently, my brother passed away last year in August. And the day before it would have been the anniversary of his first year of passing, I had a dream and I saw him and he looked wonderful. He was like 18 years old and he just looked healthy. And he said to me, June, he said, stop worrying about me. He said, I'm fine. He said, it's time for you to take care of you. You always take care of everybody else and you don't take care of yourself. And I was like, I just woke up and I was like, oh my God, that was amazing, to see how well he looked and for him to give me that kind of a message,
I was going to
and
say that's a clear cut, absolute message to you. Mine are not like
mhm,
that. Mine are relational, and his, like, literally, it's me and the kids at the age they were when he passed. It's
yeah.
like I'm stuck in dreams
Well,
of him. I do not want that,
you
and
don't,
I
you don't want
I
that.
don't. Mm-mm. I love
Well,
dreaming about him, but I don't want it in that context, because let me tell you why. When I dream that way, he always has to leave to go someplace else. Like at the end of the
mhm,
dream, he's like, okay, I have to go. I have to eat. And this is what he says, and I don't understand it. I have to go with my other family. And I'm like, what? Like, it doesn't make sense. We're happy now. Why are you leaving me? And that's the pain, Crystal. When I come out of my dream, he's always leaving me for something or someone else. And I never understood that, because that's not our relationship. And so it's like, why are you leaving us? Well, I know why, because he's gone, like he's dead
Yeah.
in real life. But the message that comes through is like, I'm leaving you and the kids for someone else. And that's the pain when I come out of those dreams. And no, I do not want that.
Yeah.
well, you and I need to spend some time together so you can get past that if
Okay.
you'd like.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can help you with that. Yeah, because I can understand that. I had a dream when my brother
It's
first passed
painful.
away. I know. I was dreaming that we were on top of this hill. We always played together. We're just a year apart. And we were on top of a hill. We had hills right behind our house, and we'd go up and play. And it's this big spool of twine just wrapped around this big spool. And he's on one end of the hill, and I'm on the other hand. We're close to each other, and he has one part of the rope, and I have the other part of the rope. And I'm noticing that his end is getting shorter and shorter.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden, he lets go and he falls off the edge. And I woke up and I thought, I didn't do enough. I didn't do enough to help my brother. Otherwise, he'd still be alive. So
Well,
then I had to resolve that, you
I
know.
literally saw visions of my husband's death before he passed away. Like, I saw
Mhm,
actually what was going to
mhm,
happen, but I didn't understand it when I had that vision. It was when I was wide awake in his mother's kitchen 2 weeks before he died. So I had a vision of his passing, didn't understand why. Had a total dream of my sister's passing, didn't understand it till it happened. And hers was eerily, everything was right there.
Wow.
And I thank God for those, though, because if it were not for those visions, I don't know how I would have handled either one of
yeah,
those deaths
yeah.
at all. Because I took it bad knowing, not I took it bad knowing what was going to happen. Don't know what I would have been like not knowing what it was going to happen.
Right.
But I do have a question for you, June. Levels of sleep versus levels of dreams. So do like the, you know, if people understand their sleeps, they can understand when they go deep, 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 and then the dreams that they have and things like that. So
We're usually, most of the research says that we dream for about 2 hours. And usually when we start to wake up is when we can start to remember the dream. We're just coming into consciousness and you're remembering the dream, and all of a sudden you say, oh, I had this dream. And, and then hopefully you start to write it out. And we go into what's called REM, where your physical body is totally relaxed. And then you have that rapid eye movement.
Yep.
That's what REM is. And that is your dream state. So you can go into, because some people can be like their eyes are closed, but they're not asleep.
Yeah.
But you can still have visions. I can do that. I could just
Yeah,
lay
too.
there. I'm conscious of what's going on out here, but I'm still in a vision. I'm in a
Yeah.
vision. And then you go deeper, deeper until you're just totally where I'm saying you're in REM. And then you can wake up. And you can even wake up and go back to sleep and go back into the same dream again. I've done
I've
that.
done that. Uh-huh.
Where you're going and let's, I want to finish that dream,
Yeah,
and so then you go back to
exactly. Those
sleep.
are my words exactly.
I notice, like if he falls asleep before me, he falls asleep really quick. So that's why he usually falls asleep before me. But when I like look over and I see that he's sleeping, his eyes have that rapid eye movement already. Like
Mhm. He's in the
within,
dream.
Quickly.
I'm talking minutes with him just like,
Wow.
Yeah.
like, I don't even
I'm
know. I'm
like
like,
that too. I'm just like,
yeah.
I dream, I fall asleep and not realize I've fallen asleep until I wake back up.
Mm.
It's
Mhm.
like, oh my God, I was asleep. I've done that driving. Sorry, guys.
oh no. Let's remember not to let you be the driver. That's the other thing too. If you ever dream that you're driving, do you ever dream you're driving? So if you're
Not
dreaming
so
and you're
much.
driving, well, if you're having a dream and you're driving, it's usually about you. If you're you're driving a bus, it's usually about a group, or if you're sitting behind the driver and the driver's missing, and then you all of a sudden you jump in there and help them drive. There's a lot of different things. Or you can be pulled over and there's a police that's showing you that there's an authority, it's showing you what your position is. So there's like I'm saying, there's a lot of symbology with our dreams, but you just need to pay attention to what they are. There could be numbers. You could have, let's say, number 5. Number 5 is usually symbolic of grace. Well, what if you have 3 5s in a row? So you have grace, you have greater grace, and then you have the third one. So maybe you have mega grace. So maybe you're going to be going through a circumstance where you're going to need grace or mercy. So you're going to have grace, and that didn't completely clear it up. So then you're going to have greater grace, and then you're going to have mega grace to get through it or to give to somebody.
That's crazy. I've had dreams of driving a train or like, and it
Okay.
going 2 split ways and you have to pick one or the other to go, like the
Mhm.
path. I've had dreams of flying a plane or like a helicopter or like some kind of small plane or
Yeah.
something. I've had those dreams before. Those are like, wait, what? What's going on?
Yeah. Those are big dreams, and there could be like the directions that you're headed in and how many people you're taking with you on that journey, and where you're going to go, because you know that you're going to do that. I've had dreams that I'm on a cruise ship and I'm the captain of the ship, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not even a good swimmer. So anyway, taking dreams literally, like in our area when we cross, there's certain areas like in the northern part of our state where they have these swinging bridges that go across the river, and
Ooh.
people can literally drive across them, and they live on the other side of the river. So one of the dreams that I had was this. I'm dreaming that I have to cross this swinging bridge and there's pieces missing on the bridge. So you can hang on to the sides, but there's also pieces that you can just fall through and you'll fall into your death, right? So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. So I start going across the bridge. I'm scooting on my bottom, then I'm standing up, and then I'm going sideways. And I turn around and I see women following me,
Oh,
and
wow.
they're doing exactly what I'm doing. So I get all the way to the end, and they're getting all the way to the end exactly like I did.
Wow.
So we know that, like I'm saying, these dreams are just symbolic. But so you may not dream that dream because you don't live where I live and that doesn't mean anything to you. But for me, it was very symbolic because I know how difficult it is to cross from one end to the other and not die.
Mm,
So, yeah,
yeah.
this is
It's been
fascinating,
kind of
isn't it?
eye-opening. This is very eye-opening. I love talking and discussing about dreams because, we can learn so much because dreams are sometimes they are vivid and real for a reason. And like you said, it's a whole different realm. Like if you've dreamed many dreams, it's a different realm. It's so different.
And
And the
sometimes
food you
they're
eat and
good
the
messages.
and the food you eat, and I think right now that we're into really cleansing all the metals out of our brain and
Yeah.
not having a foggy brain. I really believe that that's critical to how we dream, how we're going to interpret something, and are we going to remember, what that is? Because sometimes you'll just have a dream and it's like foggy, and it's because maybe you introduce some kind of chemical into your body. Could be medication.
Mm,
Hormones also interfere.
Mm.
Pregnancy, women, PMS is will change a dream. Menopause will change a dream. Pregnancy changes dreams. So your dreams are a little bit different when you have those hormonal things going on in your body. I've noticed that with people. And then numbers and colors. I mean, this could go on and on. This is just so fascinating.
right.
But yeah, this is awesome. Thank you for asking me. I
Yeah,
loved
thank
it.
you for joining us today. You
Absolutely.
guys, yeah, we're going a little bit past our time, but I think that all of you guys were interested in this. If you have any questions about your dreams, please put them on Facebook. We would like to know, or even through our YouTube channel. We want to know what your dreams are about, and we want to talk about them just to see what's going on in your brain when you're sleeping.
Yep. Yep.
All right, you guys. So today was Wellness Wednesday. Thank you, June. Thank you,
Yes. Thank you,
Jeremiah, for
June.
joining us today.
No
Yeah,
problem.
I really do love it when you're here. You know I love you anyway, Jeremiah.
I'll be
All
back,
right,
Kelly.
you guys.
It's
So we'll
nice
see you guys
meeting you.
Friday for Vibe of
Thank
the
you.
Day. Thank you
All
so much,
right.
June. Bye, you
Bye. Thank you
guys.
guys. Have a good day.